If you're between 65 and 80 years old and can still do just a few simple things, you're not just aging gracefully, you're in a rare group with the power to live well into your 90s or even hit 100. Most people think aging means slowing down, giving up independence, or expecting decline. But what if I told you? Your body is quietly giving you clues every day about just how much life is still ahead. Today, we're uncovering 8 powerful abilities that Harvard researchers say are stronger predictors of longevity than most expensive medical tests. If you can still do these, congratulations, you are a rare gem. And if not, don't worry, because every one of these can be improved, starting now. Let's begin this journey together, because your best years may be right in front of you. Would you believe that your ability to stand on one foot for just 10 seconds could help predict how long you'll live? It might sound almost too simple, but recent research shows that this everyday movement is far more revealing than you'd expect. A groundbreaking 2022 study published in the Royal British Journal of Sports Medicine found that adults over 65 who could balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds had significantly lower mortality rates over the next decade. Why is this test so telling? Because balancing on one foot isn't just about preventing falls. It reflects the health and coordination of multiple body systems working together. When you lift one foot off the ground and stay upright, your brain, muscles, joints, nervous system, and even your inner ear all synchronize to maintain stability. Any weakness or delay in these systems can suggest underlying issues, like early neurological decline or decreased muscle integrity, which often go unnoticed in routine checkups. Let's take Grace, a 71-year-old retired nurse from Sacramento. At her annual physical, her doctor casually asked her to stand on one foot. She chuckled, lifted her leg, and barely lasted 2 seconds before wobbling. "I thought it was just a silly test," she admitted. "But when my doctor explained its connection to longevity and fall risk, I took it seriously." Grace began practicing balance daily. While brushing her teeth, she'd lift one foot, lightly holding the counter. Over time, she improved steadily. Within 6 weeks, she could hold her balance for 18 seconds unaided. More importantly, she felt steadier walking and more confident navigating curbs and stairs. Want to try it for yourself? Stand near a kitchen counter or sturdy chair. Lift one foot about 6 inches off the ground and time how long you can maintain balance without grabbing support or touching your raised foot down. 10 seconds or more. That's a great sign your body's internal systems are still sharp and responsive. Can't quite hit the 10-second mark? Don't worry, balance is absolutely trainable. Start simple. Practice balancing while holding onto a counter, then gradually reduce your reliance. Add in heel to toe, walking as if on a balance beam, or try a Tai Chi class. These small steps can lead to big improvements, not just in balance, but in reducing your fall risk, improving your posture, and even boosting brain health. As we age, our goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live stronger. And sometimes the most powerful insight into your future health starts with something as basic as standing on one foot. Have you ever noticed how you get up from your favorite chair? Do you instinctively push off with your hands, or can you rise smoothly using only your legs? This everyday movement might seem insignificant, but it's actually a powerful indicator of your long-term health. Doctors call it the chair rise test, and it's increasingly being used to evaluate strength, mobility, and even predict future health outcomes in older adults. A landmark 12-year study from the University of Sydney followed thousands of people over the age of 65. The findings were eye-opening. Those who could stand from a seated position without using their hands had significantly lower mortality rates than those who couldn't. Why? Because standing up from a chair requires more than just leg power. It's a coordinated effort involving your quadriceps, glutes, hip stabilizers, core muscles, balance, and even joint mobility. All of these systems working together tell a deeper story about your ability to remain active and independent as you age. Let's consider Robert, a 77-year-old retired electrician from Street Louis. While visiting his daughter's home, he struggled to rise from her low, cushy couch. His 5-year-old grandson asked innocently, "Grandpa, why do you always need to push yourself up?" That small question struck a chord. Later that week, Robert tried the chair rise test at home and realized he couldn't stand up without using his hands. Rather than accept it as a sign of aging, Robert decided to act. He started practicing every morning, using a firm dining chair. At first, he placed his hands lightly on his thighs for support, but gradually began crossing his arms over his chest as his strength improved. He also incorporated 5 to 10 sit-to-stands daily, repeating the motion of sitting and standing without hand assistance. After 2 months, he could rise easily from nearly any chair in the house and noticed his energy and stability had returned. "I didn't just feel stronger," he said. "I felt capable again." If you'd like to assess yourself, find a chair that's about 17 inches high, standard dining chair height. Sit with your feet flat on the floor, arms crossed over your chest. Without leaning too far forward or using your hands, try to stand up in one smooth motion. If you can do this easily, you're in great shape. If not, don't worry. Like any muscle group, your legs and core can be strengthened with consistent effort. Start by practicing partial stands with light hand support. As your legs get stronger, reduce your reliance on your arms. Simple exercises like wall sits, gentle squats, and step-ups can also accelerate your progress. The ability to stand up without assistance might feel like a small victory, but it's a big deal when it comes to preserving your freedom, confidence, and longevity. We often talk about aging in terms of diet, exercise, or medications, but there's one incredibly important aspect of health that often gets overlooked: how you feel when you wake up in the morning. If you're between the ages of 65 and 80 and consistently wake up feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day, you may be holding one of the most reliable keys to long-term health and vitality. Why does this matter so much? Because your sleep isn't just rest, it's repair. During deep, restorative sleep, your body performs critical functions. Your brain clears out waste proteins linked to cognitive decline. Your heart rate and blood pressure stabilize. Your immune system resets, and your cells undergo vital repair. The National Institute on Aging has found that high-quality sleep is strongly associated with better memory, emotional balance, and even longer lifespan. Unfortunately, many older adults assume that poor sleep is just part of getting older. Waking up several times a night, tossing and turning, or feeling foggy in the morning isn't just aging, it's a signal from your body that something needs attention. Take Linda, a 73-year-old retired teacher from Asheville, North Carolina. For years, she struggled with fragmented sleep, waking up 4 or 5 times a night and dragging herself through the day. "I thought it was just part of getting old," she said. But after her doctor warned her about the long-term effects of poor sleep on heart health and memory, Linda decided to make a change. She took small, practical steps. She stopped watching television an hour before bedtime. She created a relaxing routine with light stretching and chamomile tea. She also invested in blackout curtains to block the light from her street lamp outside. Within 2 weeks, Linda noticed a profound difference. She fell asleep faster, woke up fewer times during the night, and felt clear-headed and energized in the morning. "For the first time in years, I felt like myself again," she said. Want to assess your own sleep quality? Ask yourself, do you wake up naturally, without relying on an alarm clock? Do you feel refreshed and alert in the morning? Can you stay awake and focused throughout the day without needing a nap? If you answered yes to these questions, your sleep is likely supporting your longevity. If not, small changes can lead to big results. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Avoid screens at least an hour before bed, keep your bedroom cool and dark, and limit caffeine after 2 p.m. Getting older doesn't have to mean feeling tired all the time. When you wake up rested, your mind is sharper, your mood is brighter, and your body is better equipped to handle the day. Sometimes, the path to a longer life begins not with another supplement, but with a truly good night's sleep. When we think about aging well, we often focus on our bodies, our strength, flexibility, or mobility. But there's another kind of strength that's just as vital: your ability to remember, think clearly, and stay mentally sharp. If you're between 65 and 80 and can still recall recent conversations, follow a story, or remember where you left your keys without frustration, you're showing signs of exceptional cognitive health, and that's a major predictor of longevity. Memory isn't just about trivia or recalling birthdays. It's deeply tied to independence, decision-making, and emotional well-being. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that individuals with strong memory and cognitive abilities are more likely to live longer, maintain social connections, and manage their daily lives without assistance. Of course, occasional forgetfulness is a normal part of aging. Misplacing your glasses or struggling to recall a name now and then isn't cause for concern. What matters more is whether you're consistently able to learn new information, track ongoing conversations, and adapt to everyday challenges without repeated confusion. Consider James, a 79-year-old retired high school principal from Milwaukee. While some of his peers were struggling with memory lapses, James was still reading complex novels, leading a local trivia group, and regularly attending public lectures at the community college. "I like to keep my mind on its toes," he says with a smile. "The moment I stop being curious is the moment I start aging faster." His habits make a difference. Research supports the idea that engaging in mentally stimulating activities like reading, puzzles, social discussions, or learning new skills can help the brain form new neural pathways even in later life. In fact, a study in neurology found that seniors who regularly engaged in cognitive activities had a 32% lower risk of developing dementia. You can assess your own cognitive sharpness in small ways. After chatting with a friend, can you remember 3 key things they shared the next day? Can you follow the plot of a movie or book without getting lost? Can you learn how to use a new app or kitchen gadget without frustration? If so, your brain is aging well. If not, it's never too late to support your memory. Staying socially active, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep, and managing stress are all powerful brain boosters. So is feeding your brain literally with omega-3s, leafy greens, berries, and plenty of hydration. Your memory helps define who you are. Protecting it isn't just about preserving facts. It's about preserving your identity, independence, and joy in everyday living. And sometimes, keeping your brain young starts with simply staying curious. You might not think much about the speed at which you walk, but science does. In fact, doctors now refer to walking speed as the 6th vital sign because it reveals so much about your overall health. If you're between the ages of 65 and 80 and can still walk at a brisk, steady pace without getting winded, you're not just staying active, you're signaling strong heart, lung, and muscle function, all key to a long and healthy life. A major study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association followed thousands of older adults and found a striking connection. Those who walked at a pace of at least 3 feet per second, about 2 miles per hour, had significantly longer life expectancies than those who walked more slowly. Why? Because walking speed is a whole body task. It draws on your cardiovascular system, muscle strength, nervous system, balance, and even mental clarity. When one system starts to falter, it often shows up in how fast or how slowly you move. Take Carol, a 74-year-old retired dental hygienist from Boise, Idaho. For years, she went on daily walks with a group of neighbors, but one day she realized she was falling behind, even on flat ground. "I kept telling myself it was just a tired day," she said, "but when it kept happening, I knew I had to do something." Her doctor measured her walking speed and gently explained that it had slowed below the healthy threshold. Carol began making small, manageable changes. She started timing herself on a 10-foot walk in her hallway, then gradually increased her pace using interval, walking alternating between slow and brisk sections during her daily strolls. Within 2 months, not only was she back in stride with her neighbors, but she also felt stronger and more confident. "It wasn't about speed," she said. "It was about getting my life back." Want to test your walking speed? Mark a 10-foot stretch in your home or yard. Walk at your natural pace and time yourself. Divide 10 by your time in seconds to calculate feet per second. A pace of 3 feet per second or more is a great sign of overall vitality. Slower than that? Don't worry, it's a skill you can train. To improve, start with short daily walks and gradually increase your pace. Try walking to music with a steady beat, or pick landmarks and challenge yourself to reach them a little faster each time. Strength training, especially for your legs and core, also plays a big role in walking endurance. Remember, walking speed isn't just about how fast you move, it's about how efficiently your body works together. So the next time you head out for a stroll, think of it as more than exercise. It's a window into your health, your future, and your ability to keep exploring the world on your own terms. When most people think of strength, they picture lifting weights or doing push-ups. But there's a quieter, more telling measure of strength, one that could say more about your longevity than your blood pressure or cholesterol, your grip. If you're between 65 and 80 and can carry a full grocery bag from your car to your kitchen without much strain, you're not just strong, you're signaling a deep level of functional health that may keep you thriving well into your 90s. Multiple studies, including research from the University of Michigan, have shown that grip strength is a remarkably accurate predictor of longevity. Why? Because your grip reflects more than just your hands. It's tied to overall muscle mass, coordination, nerve health, and even cardiovascular resilience. A weak grip can point to broader muscle deterioration or chronic inflammation, both of which are linked to shorter lifespan and greater dependence later in life. Let's take Harold, a 75-year-old retired bus driver from Albuquerque, New Mexico. One afternoon, while unpacking groceries, he realized he was splitting them into more bags than usual just to make them lighter. Then he saw his 81-year-old neighbor effortlessly carry 2 full bags up her steps, and it hit him. "I didn't realize how much strength I'd lost until I saw someone older doing what I couldn't," he said. Determined to rebuild what he'd let slide, Harold started doing simple grip strength exercises while watching the evening news. He squeezed a tennis ball, twisted jar lids for practice, and carried light hand weights around the house. In just a couple of months, he noticed big changes not just in his hands, but in his arms, posture, and energy. "It's not just about groceries anymore," he said. "I feel more capable in everything I do." Want to test yourself? Fill a standard grocery bag with about 10 pounds of items, some canned goods, and a few lighter things. Can you carry it from your car or front porch into the kitchen without stopping or straining? If so, you're doing great. If not, that's your cue to start working on it. The best part? You don't need a gym. Grip strength can be built right at home. Squeeze a stress ball for 30 seconds at a time. Use a hand gripper, or try the farmer's walk carrying 2 weighted bags while walking slowly and steadily. Even everyday tasks like gardening, opening jars, or kneading dough help build hand and forearm strength. Maintaining your ability to carry things isn't just about convenience. It's about preserving your freedom. When your hands are strong, you can keep cooking, cleaning, traveling, and living life on your own terms. Sometimes the path to aging better starts right at your fingertips. It might seem like a simple thing, getting down on the floor and standing back up, but this basic movement is actually a powerful reflection of your overall physical condition. If you're between 65 and 80 and can still lower yourself to the ground and rise again without help, you're demonstrating a rare level of strength, coordination, flexibility, and balance that strongly correlates with longer life expectancy. A study out of Brazil, published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology, found that the ability to sit and rise from the floor with little or no support was a strong predictor of survival in older adults. Those who could perform the movement with minimal assistance were far less likely to experience major health complications in the years that followed. Why is this so important? Because getting on and off the floor requires multiple muscle groups: quads, hamstrings, glutes, core, as well as joint mobility, body awareness, and neuromuscular control. It's a true, full-body test. And yet, as we age, many of us stop doing it. We avoid kneeling, squatting, or sitting on the ground because it feels awkward or unsafe, but avoiding it only makes us weaker. Meet Sharon, a 78-year-old retired librarian from Spokane, Washington. When her great-grandchildren visited one afternoon and invited her to join their puzzle session on the living room floor, she hesitated. "I hadn't sat on the ground in over a decade," she admitted. "I honestly wasn't sure I could get back up." That moment sparked a change. Sharon began practicing every morning with the help of a sturdy chair. She started by kneeling beside it, then slowly progressed to seated floor positions, and eventually to standing up unassisted. Over time, her strength improved, her confidence grew, and she found herself comfortably participating in more family activities, even gardening again. "It's not just about playing with the kids," she said. "It's about trusting my body again." Want to try it yourself? Find a soft but stable area like a yoga mat near a couch. Lower yourself to a seated position on the floor. Can you get back up without grabbing onto furniture or needing assistance? If not, don't worry, just like any skill. This can be improved with practice. Begin with sit to stand movements from increasingly lower surfaces. Try stretching to improve hip and ankle mobility. Engage your core with gentle abdominal exercises. The key is consistency, not speed. Being able to get down and back up from the floor isn't just about physical capability, it's about independence. It means you can pick up dropped items, clean, garden, play, and even recover from a fall without panic. In a world that often underestimates aging bodies, this simple act speaks volumes about your resilience and your readiness to keep living on your terms. There's something deceptively simple about climbing stairs. We do it every day at home, at the doctor's office, in parking garages. But your ability to walk up a flight of stairs without stopping isn't just a matter of convenience, it's one of the clearest, most powerful indicators of your cardiovascular fitness and overall longevity. If you're between 65 and 80 and can climb 10 to 15 stairs at a steady pace without needing to rest, you're demonstrating a level of endurance that research strongly connects to longer life expectancy. In fact, a study by the European Society of Cardiology showed that people who could climb 4 flights of stairs about 60 steps in under a minute had significantly better heart health and a lower risk of death from all causes. Why does stair climbing matter so much? Because it taxes your entire system. Your heart pumps harder, your lungs work to deliver oxygen, and your leg muscles and joints all coordinate to keep you moving upward. It's essentially a full body stress test you perform in the real world. If any of these systems are underperforming, stair climbing quickly becomes difficult. Let's take Richard, a 72-year-old retired firefighter from Cincinnati. He used to bound up staircases effortlessly, but after a few years of retirement, he noticed himself pausing halfway up just one flight. Embarrassed, he began opting for elevators, even in his daughter's 3-story walk-up. "I didn't realize how much I'd lost until I avoided stairs altogether," he admitted. That realization motivated him to rebuild his stamina. Richard began by climbing just a few stairs each morning, resting when needed. Over time, he added strength training for his legs and incorporated daily walks around his neighborhood. After 3 months, he could climb 2 full flights without stopping and, more importantly, without fear. "Now I take the stairs on purpose," he laughed. "It feels like I've taken back control of my body." Want to evaluate yourself? Find a staircase with about 10 to 15 steps and time yourself climbing it at a normal pace. Can you reach the top without pausing or feeling overly winded? Do you feel stable on your feet? If yes, your cardiovascular and muscular systems are functioning well. If not, this is a great place to start building strength. Begin with a few steps at a time, increasing gradually. Practice step-ups on a sturdy platform. Add in walking or gentle squats to build endurance. And if you need to use the handrail, do it for safety, but challenge yourself to rely on it less over time. Being able to confidently climb stairs doesn't just mean freedom from elevators. It means freedom to visit friends, travel, attend events, and enjoy multi-level spaces without hesitation. It's not just about going up, it's about moving forward in life, one step at a time. Maintaining these 8 everyday abilities into your 60s, 70s, and beyond isn't just a testament to good health, it's a powerful statement about how you're aging. These aren't random skills or fitness gimmicks. They're daily life movements that speak volumes about your independence, resilience, and longevity potential. What sets people apart who live well into their 90s and even past 100 isn't just luck or genetics. It's consistency. It's the willingness to move a little more, to challenge the body in small but meaningful ways, and to not give up when something becomes difficult. The research is clear. The presence or absence of these simple abilities can predict future mobility, reduce hospitalization risk, and even lower the chances of premature death. But here's the empowering truth. None of these abilities are set in stone. Every single one can be improved with practice, no matter where you're starting from. That's what makes this message so hopeful. Take Eleanor, a 69-year-old grandmother from Portland, Maine. When she first tried to stand on one foot, she barely lasted 3 seconds. Climbing stairs left her winded, and she had avoided getting on the floor for years. But instead of writing it off as just aging, She made it her mission to get stronger one day at a time. Within 4 months, she had improved every single area, and more importantly, regained her confidence. "I don't feel old anymore," she told her walking group. "I feel capable. This isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. Maybe you're strong in some areas and struggling in others. That's okay." Longevity isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. And it starts with small wins, a steadier step, a smoother rise from the chair, one more stair climbed without stopping. So ask yourself, which of these abilities do you already have, and which ones do you want to reclaim? Pick one. Start today. Your future self, the one still dancing at family weddings, still walking the neighborhood loop, still picking tomatoes from the garden, will thank you.